Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive.
And tonight, perhaps against our better judgments, we are going to be doing a shot-by-shot breakdown of the brand new Aladdin trailer. That's right. It's not just an underwhelming teaser trailer that's literally all establishing shots. It's not a horrifying first look 1 minute thing that gives us nightmares with the creepy uncanny valley Will Smith genie. It's a full-blown 2.5 minute trailer. And you know what I have to say to that, Dragon?
What?
Blah blah blah.
Blah, blah.
Blah blah blah.
Blah, blah.
All right, for anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, just Giglet did a stream and a reaction with Mark's first look thing, and I suggested that Nicholas Cage play the genie. That was reaction. Go watch Joker up to 1 million views. Anyways, so Dragon. Oh man, we briefly talked about what? Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, so during the Frozen 2 reaction, we talked about
briefly talked about the trailer. Yeah, the first look and the uncanny Will Smith genie. But as I pull up the comments, I'm gonna have to mute myself for a second here. So go ahead and sort of give your overall reaction to the ad campaign so far.
So basically, to kind of summarize kind of our kind of thoughts on the Aladdin marketing, I guess. We really talked about a smidge on Frozen 2 teaser reaction. Aladdin's had a lot of trouble getting off the ground because when Aladdin was announced way back when, it's like, you know what, Aladdin, of course, beloved Disney film. This thing, if they do it right, it could work. Again, it's not going to be like the same. Basically, it had a chance of kind of doing what Jungle Book did, which kind of filled me with a little bit of confidence just when it was announced. Because you could always do some of the Arabian Nights, kind of the 40 Thieves type stuff, kind of the original stories that Aladdin was based on. You can do some of that stuff. And in the early inceptions, T could always have the running gag where we did legitimately have a pitch for like Jonathan Banks as the genie. Again, going for like a different sort of genie where it's like go for like, because you can't eclipse Robin Williams. You can't. It's impossible. You could try, but you're always going to get close, and there's always going to be that comparison unless you go in the diametrically different direction where you kind of focus on the tragedy and kind of the friendship. You have like a grumpy old genie with Jonathan Banks, and just kind of that, it's a kind of a sweet dynamic where he develops a fondness for the kid, but he's like, I've seen so many people use me for wishes, that sort of thing. Where you have like kind of like the tragedy and friendship developing. And that's the thing I really want to see. Despite the fact we're getting Will Smith, I still want to see the friendship aspect of Aladdin and Genie kind of come to the focus. But Rose. First trailer, first teaser comes out. I believe there's no genie, or like we said, maybe a quick glimpse of Will Smith in his human form. I think, if anything, then we get the other kind of. Then we get the real first look, which basically debuts.
No, the first trailer there was absolutely no genie.
Okay, so there was no genie at all, and then they have like magazine articles or something where they showed Will Smith in the human form. That's what I'm thinking of. So then they had, then we had the first look, the infamous first look, or I guess the second teaser, as it were, where they show.
The one that broke the internet.
Yes, we show Uncanny Valley Will Smith that we haven't seen since the likes of Shark Tale. That's a little hard.
Even the gag with Will Smith in that trailer was just kind of lame sauce. It was just like, you've really never heard of me. Genie of the Lamp doesn't ring any bells. It's like, really? That's the gag that you're throwing out at first pitch?
Yeah, see, folks. I kind of feel a swell of pity for Aladdin. And that was before this trailer came out, but I was feeling a swell of pity for it because it's boxed itself in to a degree where it can't please anyone. All right, because they kind of jumped the gun with the fact there was no genie in the first one, in the first teaser. Then okay, we're gonna show blue genie. And because people were afraid the genie's not going to be blue because it's going to be Will Smith in the human form. And then we show him, in the blue traditional genie form, and it doesn't look right. To me, the problem is that he wasn't the right scale, and the scale was off, and just looked really.
Hey, Star Wars Episode 7 is too similar to previous movies. It sucks. So hey, Star Wars 8 is not is not enough like the previous movies. It sucks.
In essence, that's the point. Where Aladdin, no matter what it does, people aren't going to be happy because again, one, they're comparing it to again like a really great animated movie. Where again, this does not fill me with confidence for when they get to the Lion King. By the way, but again, it's like it's put into a box where it can't please anyone. Where again, I feel bad for them because again, anything they want to try is just going to be ipso facto, complicated or an instant failure in many eyes. When maybe that's not warranted, maybe it is, and that's not a fair position to be in. They have unfortunately put themselves in that position in choosing this project, but more so in how they've been the marketing for Aladdin's been kind of a disaster. Would you agree?
Oh yes, absolutely.
And that's the thing.
With
I feel
that,
this, and getting to this trailer, getting to what we have to talk about here today,
this trailer's not great, but god damn it, it looks like a movie.
it speaks to the systemic problem, Tiki. Disney's been doing a lot of damage control with these Aladdin trailers, and of course, like when the Will Smith one that broke the internet came out, then they unleash the Frozen 2 trailer way earlier than it was expected. They
Which was a
unleashed that.
legitimately amazing trailer.
It was because again they had to compensate for like they think they have it in the bag with Aladdin. Like, come on, it's Aladdin. Everybody loves Aladdin, right? Even in live action, apparently, nope. So they put out Frozen, which is the ace in the hole. And again, they're playing catch up and they're trying to kind of doing a lot of damage control, I guess. And then this just feels like yet another response to that. We're okay. The movie's going to be coming out real soon, and of course, we don't want to get swept up. I mean, Captain Marvel's come out, and of course, following that, there's going to be Endgame, and then basically we swoop in after that in the following month, and there's going to be a lot of people still seeing Endgame for the month after, so we got to try to dig our heels in, and we don't have a lot of time to do that. Therefore, we need to redeem some Aladdin thoughts, and also we got to maybe build a little bit of goodwill for the Lion King. So, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So Pink Pearl Apple is in the comments. Hey there, Pink Pearl Apple. She says, "Oh yeah, the Smurf Smith, the fresh Smith of Agrabah."
That's fun.
Or I'm sorry, the fresh Smirf of Agrabah. Smirf. I'm not saying that, anyways. So yeah, Dragon. Just getting into my thesis statement thoughts for the trailer. It's really not a great trailer, but I think it's head over heels above the other trailers, and that it doesn't completely suck and isn't terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought Apple was trying to make a wordplay with Smurf, like being a combination of Smurf and Smith, but they just meant Smurf, the fresh Smurf of Agrabah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Anyway, yeah, it's just I gotta tell you, this one it's better, but it's not really redeeming my interest at all. That's kind of the best way I could sum up my feelings on the trailer. I
mean, I'm gonna see it in theaters just because I'm Tiki. I see every Disney movie in theaters. I run this channel. I have to give my reactions to it. But and honest to God, Dragon, this is a movie that I've wanted to see for a while. Like I've been saying for a while before this movie was even announced that Aladdin would make a good live action movie in the same vein as something like Pirates of the Caribbean, because you've got kind of that, you've got like a swashbuckling quality to Aladdin. You know what I mean? You've got like the swords and sandals kind of epicness to Aladdin, the adventure, the Cave of Wonders, the action. I really feel like you could have made a great movie out of this.
In essence, they could have marketed this thing like the original Aladdin was supposed to be marketed before all the whole Katzenberg kind of stabbing Williams in the back with the whole genie being kind of the poster boy in the marketing. Where it was supposed to be, you sell it on Aladdin, kind of the street rat with the heart of gold. That's kind of where your movie's supposed to be at, kind of that and the Cave of Wonders, the journey to all of that and everything. And again, the movie could have been sold on that, and basically the genie be kind of your showstopper bit, but you kind of keep it minimal. Instead, now the genie's a point of controversy, so again, it's kind of history repeating itself, but in a more negative way. That's kind of what's happened here. I found out today who the director of this movie is. I had no idea until today.
Guy Ritchie, yeah.
Guy Ritchie. I love Guy Ritchie's work, and now this makes me afraid for him. I'm like, oh, Guy, why? You could be doing Sherlock 3. Why this? Why? Why, Guy? Why?
Pink Pearl Apple has a different perspective. She says, I'm actually looking forward to Aladdin and Lion King too. I was 4 when the original Lion King came out. I remember people bawling that Mufasa died. Imagine the internet and memes and Mufasa in 3D. And Dragon, I just that resonates with me because I was also 4 years old when The Lion King came out. And I saw that movie in theaters. It was the first movie that I ever saw in a movie theater. And man, that stuck with me, Dragon. I mean, just imagine the wildebeest stampede. Like I didn't even know what the concept of a movie theater was, right? I had no idea what the big screen was all about and everything. And then the wildebeest stampede. Oh man, that was a ride. And then
Yeah.
one year I saw Toy Story in theaters.
Yep.
All right.
Anyway,
And
but anyway, so yeah, I mean, I hear you, Pink Pearl Apple. Wait, didn't Pink Pearl Apple change her name recently? Isn't it something else now?
yeah, it's Pink Pearl Disney Wishes, but I'm just gonna go with Pink Pearl Apple just because it kind of rolls off the tongue better.
All right, okay. Point being, so Pink Pearl Apple, I hear you saying it again. Like as I was kind of getting on about in the beginning of this thing, like again, I was hoping they were going to go more for that Jungle Book approach. You know, let's see them play with the original source material. I'm not trying to be like an uber fanboy about Aladdin because I haven't even read the original source material, but knowing that it comes from like a story that obviously gets a little Disneyfied and kind of made into like the fun film we all know it to be. Which again, no qualms about. I'm not saying it has to be different or anything, but again, would have given it an excuse to be adapted and make some changes. Hence the intrigue of like, yeah, we have a film that's different from the original one, therefore would justify why we would have to watch it again, and something that could actually viably compete with the animated version. Something different, something maybe go a different direction with it, and we're not doing that. And that's not the reason I'm against this movie. It's just I think it had my interest in everything. The marketing right now is just kind of scaring me off of it. Where I thought I was just going to be instantly sold on this. And Lion King is just the sense of like I'm seeing absolutely nothing different. Like that one is the thing I'm holding against that one right now. So far, it's like everything looks identical. It's just going to be inferior because it's lifelike CG, but where's the artistry? Where's the cell of the original? Where's the why am I it's not I don't know. Lion King just has lost my business until that.
Dragon, I'll tell you the thing that turns me off the most to the Lion King every time I see that trailer. Like the background animals and everything are freaking fantastic. I love everything about that. Like like all the circle of life stuff, great. What kills me about that Aladdin trailer is live action Rafiki.
Lion King trailer, yeah.
It literally just looks like a completely naturalistic monkey. It has none of the animated expressive qualities that made us fall in love with Rafiki to begin with. Like the face just it almost reminds me of that kind of similar effect that we got with the Beauty and the Beast characters, where I just can't imagine any of these characters like emoting in any sort of great way if Rafiki's anything to go by. I don't
So yeah, I
know,
mean,
but podcast.
look, suffice it to say, just to kind of change the subject and get back on point here and kind of start things, I guess. Suffice to say, with The Lion King, it's just that unless they really have to dazzle me with one of these shows to get me to want to see that. But given what's happening with the Aladdin trailers, I doubt they're going to be able to pull that off. Just judging from the Aladdin marketing, I don't know.
Okay, to be fair, the teaser trailer for The Lion King was far better than the teaser trailer for Aladdin. All right, yes, it was a shot by shot recreation, sure, but I don't know.
Point is, it's a wait and see, but I'm not optimistic. Okay, so
Uh,
getting
all
back to
right,
Aladdin.
couple comments in the chat, and then we'll get right into the shot by shot Dragon.
Okay.
Olivia Brown says that they were too young to see The Lion King or Aladdin when it came out. Like I wasn't born yet, and I want to bring that up just because that's an interesting point because The Lion King specifically is the first remake, Dragon, not just Disney live action remake. It is the first remake of any movie where I was alive and saw the original one in theaters, and now I'm seeing the remake hit theaters. Dragon, that makes me feel old, Olivia Brown, so don't you lament too much, all right? I am an old man, but
they can feel really old, Olivia. Go on. They can feel like an old guy.
But B, I just think it's a really interesting perspective, and that leads into Pink Pearl Apple, who says she likes the remakes within reason. If you make it step by step like the original, it's a I'm not sure if that means like that's what they like about it, I guess. It's a hit or miss, but for Lion King, I kind of just want to see the fans' reaction. And Dragon, I'm right there with Pink Pearl Apple. I don't really care one way or another about the Lion King. I grew up with the original. Nothing is going to replace the original. I don't even really like the original. Is like it's not even in my top 3 Disney Renaissance movies. Like it's up there. It's good. It's certainly it's certainly got great hand drawn animation. It's the apex of hand drawn animation. I'll give it that much. But you know, I don't know. It's just like, as someone who literally saw the original in theaters, I am also very curious to see what others have to say about it and how it resonates, and if it resonates at all, or if it's like just going to be a Beauty and the Beast thing where it makes a ton of money, but the movie itself just has no soul whatsoever. Look at Mrs. Potts's dead eyes, Dragon. Look at them. All right. Anyways.
All right.
Okay.
Anything else?
Hold on.
Okay.
Let's get into the trailer, and I'll read some of these comments as we go on.
All right. Let's full screen this puppy. Gonna go shot by shot, folks. Get ready. Buckle up.
That's right,
right.
Just like Randolph.
Right. Okay, so we are in the marketplace we're in the bazaar of Agrabah, you know, kind of the marketplace setting, and we start the movie from, you know, the whole one jump ahead of the bread line type sequence going on here. You got Aladdin, I believe he's holding bread. Let me go back. I want to see who's holding bread.
Okay, Dragon, just so you know, the video is lagging on my end, so you're gonna have to kind of describe what's going on for me.
Okay. So we're in the marketplace. Aladdin's kind of sliding around the alley right now. I'm going to assume the bread might be in his bag. So I have to assume he's even stolen bread. He might have stolen something else more valuable than
Monkey
bread.
chimes in and says, "It's an opening shot of Galaxy's Edge."
Right. All right, so we have Aladdin doing some really cool kind of parkour-esque moves here. But no, in all seriousness, I love I love seeing kind of the street rat quality. And again, this is what
There's like always been a correlation between Aladdin and Prince of Persia. So I think this is a much better like Prince of Persia than Jake Gyllenhaal Prince of Persia, at the very least.
The point being, this is the cool stuff about Aladdin right here. Him being, again, kind of the thief with a heart of gold type stuff here, and seeing him like, you know, the guy you want to root for and get away from the bad guys who are actually just doing their jobs. You know, where he's not meaning anyone any harm. He's just trying to escape kind of the really kind of tight, kind of ham-fisted, kind of I guess guards of the not guards of the Sultan, but you know the captains of the the guys with the swords.
I will give a complaint that I wish the guards looked more like the classic Jim Cummings guard.
I believe that's
the black vests and the tan pants. And
I know
the
you're
hat.
talking about it. I'm just trying to remember if his name was like Raoul or something. Raoul or
something like that. Yeah, Raoul.
It's been a while, folks. I'm sorry. I used to know like the King of Thieves like the back of my hand, but now it's
Dragon. I gotta tell you, that was the first role where I recognized Jim Cummings as Jim Cummings. I was like, oh yeah, Jim Cummings is that guy.
Might be. Oh wait, it's Razul. I think it might be Razul or something. It had like a Z in it. Razul or Razuli. That's what its name is, I think. But then, bear in mind, it's been a while. Okay, so let's see. So the point is, I'm sorry, go back here. Some important stuff here. Okay, so Aladdin, he's done most likely one jump ahead of the bread line type stuff, running away from the guards and guards in the marketplace.
Yeah, and, Monkey confirms it's Razul.
Razul, nice, got it. Anyway, so
we Big Pearl Apple says Aladdin was parkour before parkour was a thing.
Very true.
Even in moves.
Yeah, and I love, by the way, so I love during all the scenes, this is stuff that kind of initially, I think this trailer starts off the right way for me here, where again, we're doing the stuff I wanted to see in the Aladdin movie, where, he's, we're doing the marketplace stuff, we're doing him as Thief of the Heart of Gold, and what I love is that they're playing the Arabian Nights theme in the score. So I love that we're kind of underscoring this, the Arabian Nights, it's kind of cool. It's in the right note, and then, of course, boy falls in love at first sight with Princess. More accurately, the girl before he finds out she's a princess. And we're kind of having them kind of locking eyes right now as petals fly through the air. It's love at first sight. And I got to tell you, they're kind of selling that all nice and good, like, you know. Right. A little shot of Jafar kind of walking through the hallway with his, with his little cobra cane, little cobra scepter, and we have to see Iago flying by. I found out something about Iago today, which I did not know, which I'm a little worried about. Iago, Iago's voiced by Alan Tudyk.
Oh, okay, okay. That's
I
a
mean, it's
bit
not
of
the
a
worst thing.
charm on Disney's part.
Not the worst thing. I like Alan Tudyk getting work. Of course, yeah, as you said, Tiki, he's the good luck charm. But by the same token, I mean, really, we couldn't get Gilbert Gottfried. Really,
I don't think. I think Gilbert Godfrey would have been a mistake. I think live action Gilbert Godfrey to Iago, that would have been really, really. That there's a big difference between Gilbert Gottfried and James Earl Jones. I'll leave it at that. I mean, I love Gilbert. I love Gilbert, but
that's fair enough. Again, I'm not saying Alan Tudyk's like the worst choice in the world. It just kind of made me think, like, man, they're really just. I'm surprised they didn't get Gilbert Gottfried. Then again, things have been a little kind of shaky with Gottfried in the recent years, so maybe that's that. I don't know if that's why or whatnot. But again, Alan Tudyk, it's a decent change, I guess. It's gonna be a different type of Iago, I'd figure, though. It's not gonna be a loudmouth Iago. It's just gonna be more kind of like the snippy comic relief, I'd imagine.
ironically enough, I could picture like with Alan Tudyk, I could picture a rather Zazu like Iago.
Possibly. Okay, so now we have.
Zazu. Gilbert Gottfried should have been cast as Monkey, says Jasmine. Or as I'm sorry, Gilbert Gottfried should have been cast as Jasmine, says Monkey. Also, Monkey notes that when the guards fall into the petals, that's like the replacement for them falling into the fertilizer.
I believe he's trying to make it back to the. Oh wait, no, that does happen in the original Aladdin movie, which
Yeah,
makes me wonder.
it's literally like Crazy Hazim's House of Fertilizer or something like that.
Oh my goodness, that makes me. I don't know why. I don't know if I. I guess I've never put this together before. Yeah, it's a bad. Did you imagine that has to be a Back to the Future reference in Aladdin, right?
Probably. Now that you mention it,
it's gotta be. I mean, like like Fall in the Manure. It's classic for Back to the Future. They had Back to the Future comes out in '85. They got to put in Aladdin in '92 or '90.
Also, Pink Pearl Apple makes a pretty astute observation about Iago Dragon.
Okay.
Iago will be the same since under new management, and I feel like that is in a nutshell why they didn't go with Gilbert Gottfried as Iago. Is because I feel like under new management, like that just kind of like tainted Gilbert Gottfried on Iago. Like that was just like, oh no, oh Gilbert, what are you doing? You are not making this character. Like all the development that Iago got in the sequels is just washed away with this man.
Okay, I need you to give me a little refresher on under. I need you to give me a little refresher on under new management. What is
that? Is the enchanted refurb of the Enchanted Tiki Room that lasted about 10 years at Disney World, where Zazu and Iago were in the show.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And Iago spent the whole show insulting Walt Disney's vision of the Enchanted Tiki Room, which, Dragon is someone whose whole identity revolves around that original Tiki Room. I just loved it.
I gotta be honest, it does sound really funny.
Yeah, Pink Pearl Apple says she hasn't ride money, and Iago insulted guests and the Tiki gods and the Tiki Room ride.
Okay. Anyway, so now we're having a little powwow between Aladdin and Jafar. So I guess now it's time to get your Jafar stuff out of the way. So how do you feel about good old Jafar?
Okay, I gotta say, costuming is on point. The voice. I'm never gonna like the voice. They just I don't think it's as offensively bad. Like I kind of get what they're going for. They're kind of going with like a wormy, like almost like a Middle Eastern Giovanni Ribisi type character. Like it's the positive read I have on it. Like I'm a slime ball Aladdin. I'm a very insidious, like I'm going to worm my way into, you know what I mean? But I don't know. It's still not great.
Makes me want them to get like Alexander Siddig or someone to be Jafar, but ratio.
Jafar looks and sounds so young.
Yeah, and of course I wonder if they're just trying to tone down the creep factor from the original Aladdin, and we make fun of the original Aladdin really well, where it's the fact that the part of that movie is Jafar trying to marry.
Young. Jafar was an old dude, and I think Dragon, you're right on the point.
That's the thing. They're trying to just to tone down
Was
how.
very, very like he was verging on Frollo territory in that original
And remember,
movie.
we even call into question the movie hilariously, where the Sultan's even under mind control, at least kind of mind suggestion at the moment. Says, but you're so old.
He's supposed to be creepy, but yeah, I don't think that kind of creepy.
Let me talk about my biggest problem with this trailer. I don't know if it's maybe like
I do agree. I think that I think visually I don't necessarily like as long as he's like I think he looks more commanding than Aladdin does. I think visually he looks fine. I just think that the voice is just bad. I do like the fact like out of all the costumes, he does look like he has the most accurate costume.
well, sure, but anyway, well, I think Jasmine. I think Jasmine technically is probably most on point with the costume. I think, but we'll see it again. I guess we'll make a more informed judgment when we get there.
Big Troll Apple says, to be fair, he hits on Jasmine and goes far. Jafar.
Nice. Anyway, what was I? What was I getting? Oh yeah, so here's my.
Monkey says maybe he's older in this version than the animated, and he looks just young. He look like basically Monkey saying like maybe he just looks young because he uses sorcery like plastic surgery.
It's a funny point, I gotta admit. But
So like, what if at the end of the movie like the plastic surgery sorcery comes off and he looks just like the animated character, like the sunken in eyes and everything.
Oh god,
the crooked nose.
yep. Anyway, so my here's my biggest issue with the trailer. I don't know. There's something about the trailer that rubs me the wrong way. With visually, they're doing something weird. They could always fix it in post. I don't know if it's just the trailer thing or what, but all the scenes are set at daytime. All but the Cave of Wonders is at daytime. Like the big Aladdin Jafar thing. I'm not saying it has to be verbatim, but here's the problem though. It's just kind of taking some of the taking some of the punch out of the scenes visually. It's just kind of like they're all just at daytime. This isn't as bad as like one scene later on. This looks really bad in daylight, which we'll get to. But this is kind of what I'm talking about. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's like we're having the big little, the conversation between where he's kind of making the offer of Jafar kind of being the kind of the devil in the shoulder here, saying, "Hey, if you help me out, I can land you the princess. I can make you rich enough to land a princess." Like I don't mind him you're kind of striking a bargain with Aladdin here. It's just ordinarily it's like in captivity, and maybe it's sort of like he's kind of been let out to be killed, and he's kind of taken it for another way. Okay, listen, instead of taking you to death here, I'm going to make an arrangement with you, and which will lead us to the Cape of Wonders, perhaps. Maybe that's where they're going with it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. So he's giving them the offer. See the palace. There's Jasmine wearing some really weird looking kind of traily dress, might be like the Force wedding dress. I don't know.
I gotta tell you, man, I'm missing the blue dress.
Oh, she has it later on. I think she's kind of wearing it under this thing too. Like she's kind of like a ceremonial thing, I'm sure. So it's not going to be in the whole movie. That's at least my guess. Also, we see the pet tiger behind her.
Yes. Raja.
Yes, I think it's been a while. Of course, here now we have some mood lighting going on here. See now it's we're going through the desert. It's nighttime. This is the kind of lighting I'm talking about. We need a little bit more of. We kind of splash a little bit more of that mood lighting here. Walking into the Cave of Wonders.
What do you think of the Cave of Wonders, Dragon? We've never really addressed it, but I think that the Cave of Wonder. I'm not even being like hyperbolic when I say this, Dragon. I think that the Cave of Wonders CG in '92 looks better than the Cave of Wonders in this movie.
Well, again, T, I think visually
it looks so underwhelming.
Again, I'd point you to what I said before. I think visually the original has it over this movie in terms of the mood lighting and kind of selling like the little, just selling the mystique and the majesty of things. Like Cave of Wonders had something to it. And again, when you bring it,
the Cave of Wonders terrified me as a kid. By the way,
you were easily terrified as a kid. I gotta be honest.
Yes, I was. I'm sorry.
I'm not faulty. I'm just kind of noticing because it's carnivorous plants and
now I'm an adrenaline junkie. Dragon, give me the tallest coaster in the world, and I'll do it without fear. All right, I've come a long way.
Anyway, so but here's what I gotta
says really doesn't care for the Cave of Wonders himself. It's so dark and blue and doesn't instill a sense of wonder. Yeah, I agree, man. Like honestly, it looks like a theme park version of what the Cave of Wonders would be. It's just a tiger head carved into the side of a mountain.
Yeah, I agree with that. So I mean, yeah, the CG and the when you say cave orange, do you mean the interior? Or do you mean just the
Yes,
exterior?
I mean the exterior. I mean the actual tiger head.
Well, here's the thing. If you're talking about the actual tiger, then you're right. The original looks so much better. I thought you were talking about the whole like the inside and everything. But yeah,
I think Monkey's talking about the inside.
okay. Well, look, the outside, yeah, leaves a lot to be desired, and that definitely looks very theme parky. Like, yeah, we're just not we can only do so much, I guess. But even though like we couldn't give him like the bottom of his jaw, really, we couldn't. I don't.
That's what I'm saying, man.
In
Monkey
the
interior, yes.
okay, speaking of the interior, here's the thing. I think the interior I think it's as good as I think it's about as good as you're gonna get it in live action. But here's the thing: they could have done to plus it. I think if they just made the gold and the treasure kind of sell more in the lighting, I think that would have made this look a
That's
lot
what I'm
better.
saying. I think the color is a little off.
That's the thing because I like the whole like how he climbs to get the lamp pretty much like in the movie, and that looks good. Like he's just kind of climbing on a little kind of stone pathway to get up there, and just push the gold and the treasure. I mean, it's there, and it's there as much as it could be, but I just wish it was like kind of again like bright, piercing kind of gold enticing lighting like the original, where you have again the lamp just kind of alone in itself with kind of the cool lighting that kind
Mm-hmm.
of leads you up there, which is kind of one of the great visuals of the movie. Again, the blue lighting, blue genie, all that sort of stuff. So
Mm.
he's kind of rubbing the lamp here, which I think they're going to shift some events. By the way, given this trailer, I think we're going to get the lava chase, but I think it's going to be we're going to do something where when the genie gets him out on the carpet, I think that's going to cause the lava thing. I think they're going to switch events around. That's what I think is going to happen.
Hmm.
So we have the
Interesting.
because I mean think about it, he just finds the lamp, he rubs it, and then of course Genie shows up, and of course that didn't happen until after the big awesome lava chase where they got out. They survived, but again they weren't able to make it out of there.
That's true. That's true.
All right, so right now he's rubbed the lamp, and the Genie is making his grand entrance with a really cool line, by the way, which is
Okay, I gotta tell you, Dragon, I like this so much more. This is so much better.
yeah. Here's the thing. So the first thing I noticed with all the stuff with the Genie, and this is the thing I was talking about, that the thing that really bugged me and the uncanny quality of the last show is the fact that he was just of a weird scale, and this is proper scaling. The grand entrance he has here is like, yeah, that's the Genie I'm talking about right there. He's big. He's got kind of cool shackles going on there. You know, something there. I don't know. It's hard to describe, but something clicked here that did not click there. It just seemed a little too casual. It's a little too like it's just weirdly proportioned. Will Smith versus okay, he's a genie with Will Smith's face, but it's a genie.
Mhm.
But again, like we have the genie who's kind of having a little bit of fun here, and he's just like, it's like, nah, I got you the questions by all means. Yeah, so kind of a genie with a
And then we
sense of
fire into friend like me, and I gotta tell you, Dragon, Pink Pearl Apple says she likes Smith as Genie, and I'm getting there. I am getting there. I mean, this trailer, it sold me so much more than that first look did. I mean, I like the fact that we're getting like all these different, all like the multiple genies. Like I like that we're playing around with his power set. Um, I think the frantic energy works for Will Smith as a performer. Like, obviously, nothing's going to replace Robin Williams. We all know that. We all know that whatever the hell this ends up being, like fucking Daniel Day Lewis could have done this, and it wouldn't have replaced
much as
Robin
Dan Castellaneta may try. There's no replacing Robin Williams.
Williams.
But yeah, I agree with you. I'm more sold on the genie than I was the previous go around. Again, it's like there's only so much you can do, and again, Will Smith probably doing his best there. But this at least sold it more, and we have more. We can form more of an opinion because bear in mind we only had like a quick kind of weird uncanny look at him last time, and now we have just kind of see him in action, and with the proper scaling, the proper effects, and again you get a sense of like kind of what this humor on the genie is going to be like, which of course is not the frantic kind of like million jokes a minute Robin Williams or like kind of a guy with all this power who can basically reference anything in the cosmic universe. But we have something that does look a little interesting with the genie here, where he's just kind of a guy having fun. He plays the confidant genie, which is neat. He's just kind of playing the guy who's like giving life advice to this guy, which kind of works.
Hmm.
Anyway, so of course he's a little bit of friend like me going on. We have the first look at the magic carpet, I believe.
I think it looks damn good, honestly.
People are saying it's verbatim, and I believe that's due to like probably scanning in the original pattern. Which again, oddly enough, the live action
Mhm.
films don't do nearly enough, which I think they did here, which is why it looks so good. I mean, look, Friend Like Me is something it's never going to be replicated verbatim. But I got to tell you, in doing kind of an homage, basically doing an adaptation of, I think they're doing it's as good as they're probably going to get it. It's like it's an impossible thing to replicate because that scene. It's one of my favorite Disney songs, by the way. I love that song. I love that sequence.
I agree with Monkey's point though that it looks like it's stuck in the blue lighting.
Which, yeah, and here's the thing. Look right here. See behind the genie. There's a little bit of that bright lighting, which they kind of get around the set a little bit more. And at the very least, during Friend Like Me, again, bear in mind, it's not a fair assessment because again, Friend Like Me, we're not seeing its entirety. We don't even know if it's going to be done in its entirety. We're just having kind of a snippet of it here, which looks like it's going to be they're going to do the whole song and dance number, but just a few snippets of it doesn't really do it justice. Let's see, we're going to see the whole visual thing of it. Bear in mind, yeah, it does look a little kind of a little stuck in the effects and the lighting here, where again we're just kind of Genie's going
really
around.
like Abu here with the drums. I think that's a nice touch.
And the trumpets. Now, this thing I really love here. This is a great visual thing here. It's kind of getting to the friend.
Yes, yes, the giant hand with the puppet. That's great. That's great.
Marionette shot. This is my favorite shot.
Talking about Dragon, that's them embracing the cartoony kind of like squash and stretch. Like we can do anything with this. Damn it, why not?
And I'll admit, yeah, this is my favorite shot in the whole thing. And like this again gives me faith that again, Friend Like Me doesn't look like it's going to be botched or anything, but it looks like it's going to be different. I can accept that though. It's like okay, it's going to be different, but it might be cool. And Will Smith doing this thing ain't a bad choice. So again, all this good work. So
I still miss going to California Adventure and getting to watch Friend Like Me, where they had all the different genies go up that staircase. That was good. That was good. That was good times. Good times.
Okay, so we're on the outside here, and okay, May 24th. And okay, here's what I'm talking about here with the power sets. So this is the stuff that's kind of winning me over on the genie as well. Like the demonstration of the power. Like it's kind of an instantaneous. It's less like instantaneous referencing and transforming like Williams did, but it's more of like we had with the animated genie. Here we have like with the snap of his fingers, you're instantaneously transported someone. You're thrown into something, so it gives you basically it's kind of filling in the like one man doing all these things, and you are kind of being, or you're joining him in those transformative moments. Am I making any sense with that whatsoever?
Yeah, it's kind of like taking a similar approach to the frantic energy, but doing it in a different way.
But you're more involved in the frantic energy instead of just being kind of an audience to it. That's kind of I guess what I'm going for.
So Donovan Martin's joining us in the chat. Hey there, Donovan. He says he likes the weirdness of that scene.
Yeah. And I like this too. We're kind of getting.
I think he's talking about the puppet scene, the giant hand. I think that's what he's talking about.
Yes, the giant hand looks a little something like this. Mm-hmm. So again, so we do the Nick Cage just giggle thing. Anyway, so I like this here. I like how we're kind of having the semantics of genies and how the magic works here. So again, this is kind of a different take on it here. We're doing wrong. We had like all the William F. Buckley, like a few quick pro quos. I can't kill anyone. It's kind of demonstrating like the three kind of grand rules of geniedom. And here we have kind of a different take on it. It's kind of like almost the Fairly Odd Parents, Norm Macdonald rules of genies can be uber literal. So you got to be really specific. Whereas he's saying, make me a prince, which means I'm just going to teleport a prince in the background there. He's just wondering, but where's my palace? Where am I? Or like this kind of if I call it accountant genie, by the way. I don't know why. Just like the genie has glasses right now, and I think he has like pencils or brushes or something. I guess he's more of a designer. Oh wait, no. He's not an accountant, but it'd be hilarious if a genie is the accountant. But regardless, around his neck right now, it has it's the moment from Aladdin where he was dressed like a tailor and he's measuring him for the suit. So that's what he's doing here. So he's doing this and he's transforming him and giving him the prince look. And what's cool about this, this is the thing that gives me hope for the movie, because again, I'm all again, even though it's not going like a different route like I would have imagined it to be, going the way they are. I love that we have seemingly a friendship budding here, and this is what really is drawing me to the movie. These are the parts that are drawing me to the movie, where Genie has this bit where he says, like, hey, I changed you on the outside, but I didn't do anything to you on the inside. You're still you on the inside. That's a good line. Made you a prince on the outside, I didn't change anything on the inside.
And I can attest to this because I was in the same group chat that he's talking about here. It took me so long and several attempted explanations from a friend before I got the "make me a prince" joke.
Yeah,
Dragon, You know what kind of gives me hope though is that I feel like this is like an example of them not doing pop culture humor, because you know that in the 90s movie, if Aladdin would have been like make me a prince, if they wanted to do a pop culture reference out of that, like Genie would have literally turned into Prince.
And of course, here, if they wanted to, and they could just be hiding from the marketing, but I doubt they're going to do it because, again, it seems like they're not going in the uber pop culture realm. It's just going to be like he could just do like a fashion montage of different looks for him reaching Prince, and of course, one could be Aladdin dressed like Prince.
Okay, going into what you're talking about with the friendship dragon, Donovan Martin makes a great point. He says he loved the line for Genie where he told Aladdin that I made you a prince on the outside, but I didn't change anything about you on the inside. And I gotta tell you, Dragon, that's a good point, and it kind of gets to the kind of the positive side of Will Smith Genie. I gotta tell you, Dragon, I intentionally avoided looking at any feedback for this trailer from the general like film critics society, the colliders and whatnot. But I'm positive on it, and I'm glad to see that generally speaking, at least in our small little circle, the people in the chat seem to be positive on it. So I don't know, Dragon. I think the tide might be turning around, at least in our tiny little community that we have set up here.
Like I'll say, like, again, the trailer on the whole is a step forward. So again, I'm not going to rule anything out, but I still am not 100% sold or anything. I'm still like not. I'm not. I'm not over the skepticism, but I'm kind of I'm in the game again. I'm in the circle of like they could sell me. Okay, so
Monkey
we
made a
have
finger. Monkey made a fingerprints gag in the chat.
aha. All right, so we're let's see. We have the Prince Ali sequence going on. Looks like Abu there's been turned into elephant, and going the whole 9 yards there. Okay, now I want to talk about this. All right, this look, I think a lot. I've heard a lot of good response to the look they gave him here, and I got to be honest because you have more blue in the attire, and you give him the hat and everything. I got to tell you, party attired Genie in the human form looks a lot more palatable. I don't know why. It just sounds so ridiculous. Like, why is it more palatable here than when he's in the human form regularly? I don't know. I think it's the hat. I really just think it's just the hat. I don't know.
Yeah, and what I like about it is Dragon. It kind of like, for what it's worth, I feel like it kind of takes away the plot hole of people, of people basically being like, "Hey, look, why are people not reacting to the genie being around in the first place?" You know what I mean? The genie's kind of like a weird, sort of omnipresent character, but by the same token,
It
by the
allows the
same token,
Genie.
kind of react to him, and by him having this human persona, he does get. I feel like it makes it more natural.
Yeah, there is at least a story reason for it here because I think a lot of people just they kind of perceived it as like we're not going to do the blue genie at all, which is, again, was kind of a maybe a foolish assertion, but I mean, again, it is given what they did with Kim Possible recently, nothing's off the table. So you know they looked like Disney was kind of fearing blue for a while, it was fearing kind of the color blue. But no, in all seriousness, though, yeah, I absolutely echo your point, Tiki. That yeah, it is kind of a practical story reason I didn't really consider, but yeah, that's a great reasoning for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're at the party scene. I guess again, I guess it probably post Prince Ali, and again, this looks like a scene they're probably going to kind of create and kind of insert in the movie. Which, again, I'm looking for the changes in this movie. It's kind of what I'm looking for if or when I eventually see. Because remember, all these new movies that are coming out are going to be on the Disney streaming service, Disney Plus, and of course, once the Marvel stuff's on Disney Plus, I'll be there on Disney Plus, which means I'll probably be able to watch these movies then. Assuming I don't see them in theaters, so that's how I'll probably be able to see them all. At least I'll get them all watch at some point. So anyway,
the chat's coming fast, folks, which I appreciate. Keep it up. I love having an active live chat going. Pink Pearl Apple says basically let's see it uses a clever and subtle hint here, like make me a prince, and I may have imaginable powers, but I'm not a miracle worker. My work is superficial. I make you look like one to be one you You have to do that. Sorry, Dragon. I kind of butchered that. It was kind of split up. Anyways, my bad.
Right. Also, with the human form thing that you were mentioning earlier on, it's the fact like in ordinarily the genie would shapeshift. In this case, kind of a less cost effective version of that. Where no, he has like we know the genie can shapeshift, but he's going to have like a human form, which is much more kind of practical. Versus he's going to turn into a bee in this scene. He's going to turn into Groucho in the other scenes. You know, you can only do so much. And then of course we don't want to stretch the believability of Will Smith as a genie. We're already doing that already. We can't push that too far.
Donovan Martin says, bringing him down to human, bringing him human brings him down to our level. Loved it.
Yeah. Okay, here's Jasmine in the kind of her more traditional blue, or I guess teal's the actual color, but kind of the bluish teal kind of dress that she
Oh
usually
yeah,
wears.
right. You're right. It is in there.
Yeah, she looks pretty. It looks pretty good. I think it's probably the best realized costume in the whole thing. I guess that and Jafar, but I think Herb a little bit more so because Jafar at least has kind of that that triangular kind of like he's very geometric looking, which I love by the way. We can only do so much with that.
Right, right.
I'm trying to think because once upon a time they did Jafar. I'm trying to remember back to how he looked. I mean, I think he looked pretty good. It's been a while though. I can't really remember all the ins and outs. I think he had the shape down for Jafar. I just can't remember if they added like a little bit of flourish to him. Anyway. Okay, so they're at this sort of party scene, which may be kind of basically an inventive scene that may just kind of be a bridge between Prince Ali and the whole new world sequence. Maybe it's pretty much like Genie on the balcony telling him like tell her the truth, but probably in more of a party setting. Be my guess.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is a real sweet scene here, and this is kind of showing the charm here, where he's saying, where Aladdin's saying to him, Genie's saying, "Hey, go tell her, you stick up for yourself there, you gotta like put yourself out there, and you're the prince, not the get up." And I made you prince on the outside, didn't change anything inside, all that stuff, and we have okay, it's showtime. No, I'm in charge. And of course, we have kind of the classic Will Smith. You don't tell you don't tell Will Smith that you're in charge. Look at this. Like what? Like say what and of course it's like that's really a classy thing here where the response is, hey, I'm in charge, I say when it's time. And of course we see we have a genie with a little bit of edge where Robin Williams genie, he would just kind of mock him until something would happen, or he'd just kind of be funny on the side until something happened, where in this case genie he's a little bit more proactive. He's like, okay, I'm just going to use my magic, I'm going to slide you across the room, which is a funny gag. And that kind of see, those are the kind of character beats that we need this trailer. So I'll give it points there. We do have some bits here that sell us here. It's kind of pushing him into the princess.
Donovan Martin says, what I'm getting from this part, aside from the comedy of it all, is that the genie and Aladdin's relationship is going to be like a father-son type bond to add a new dimension.
That's not a bad idea.
I like that point, and it kind of relates back to the whole Jonathan Banks of it all, dragging our kind of like dream vision of the genie.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I didn't consider that, but that's an so Donovan made that point.
Yeah, Donovan, yeah.
That's a good point, Donovan. I didn't consider that. That'd be really neat if they go that route. Yeah, because we've seen them as good pals, but the whole father-son thing, especially given the whole Aladdin without parents angle, that could definitely play really well. All right, so here we have basically a whole new world, the whole trust me sequence. She's in the same outfit, so I'm thinking it's that party.
Uh-huh.
The whole trust me angle. I wonder if they're gonna. Here's the thing: a lot of the times, the Disney live action movies, when they've been adapting the source material, they have to compensate for kind of the really big plot holes in the original films. Because think about it, you have Cinderella, where Cinderella, it's the whole like if the prince meets her beforehand, how does he not put two and two together? That's the same girl. Why does he have to find all the girls with the shoes when he's seen the girl? How is he not putting two and two together? Why is it the shoe that destined the girl?
Exactly.
And they have to write around that, and they kind of did that in that movie. It didn't really fix everything, but at least there was an attempt made. And then, of course, vice versa. You have these sorts of plot holes, and then we get. In the case of Aladdin, they have kind of a similar issue. I'm going to be interested to see how they pull this off. Where again, Assuming they follow the first movie, assuming they follow that story, which again, seemingly
Yeah,
they are.
assuming they meet and then they come, it's like she is not gonna like. It's obviously the same dude.
I mean, we fake Aladdin's death, but again, like it's a death where really she was told he was dead. I mean, it's not really substantial. Where I mean, she literally sees a guy that looks identical to him, and I mean, the point is, it was more of a palatable buy than like a Cinderella thing. I'll give you that, all right? Because the original was like at least he, as far as she was concerned, he died, and the guy looks like he was coming back. I mean, it's that, but then of course the thing of Aladdin where he says, "No, I pretend to be a peasant." Like she buys that, really? Why would she buy that? It's like those like little things years later. Yeah, a little gullible that Jasmine. God love her for it though. A little gullible. You know? She means well. She's good. All right, so I gotta say she does look good for Jasmine. By the way, I don't know. We'll see how she does. She looks like she can pull it off. I don't know. All right, they're going around the world.
Really Donovan Martin's really digging the whole new world. Says Naomi Scott and the guy playing Aladdin have the right vocal range for it.
Yeah, there of course there's a possibility she's playing the original song over them singing. There's always that possibility, but I'd like to think they're actually singing.
Well, I don't think they've ever done that in a Disney live action remake. I don't think they'd start here.
Okay, this is my rant worthy, well, mini rant worthy thing. It's not even a rant. It's just my biggest. This is the complaint I'm talking about right here, where he's falling tied to the chair, and it's two things. Okay, one, again, this is where the lighting is killing the scene. It's killing the mood.
This shot, Dragon. I don't know what you're talking.
You like this shot? Are you kidding me? Really?
Yeah, I think it's got urgency to it.
What urgent? He's falling in a. Okay, let me put this. All right, so. Okay, original. It's the dead of night. He's just been kidnapped, and we just cut to him, like Razul just kind of throwing him off there, street rat, sayonara street rat. He's been thrown in there, and he's knocked out, and he's fallen to the river. It's the dead of night. He's a goner. In this case, just kind of was like broad daylight, just kind of being disposed of, tied to a chair. And I don't know. It just seems. I'll admit the thing on the rewatch here is we have like a little bit. You'll notice it's kind of hard to tell here, but I'm just going to try to show it the best I can here. So he's falling, and we do Guy Ritchie slow-mo right there. Guy Ritchie slow-mo. So, I mean, unless they really dazzle me with the Guy Ritchie slow-mo, just judging from a trailer, which you can only do so much with, folks, this just seems kind of taking the teeth out of that intense sequence where he's not in a bag or anything. He just seems like, okay, tied to a chair in broad daylight. I don't know why we're setting up. We keep setting all the big scenes in broad daylight, and I don't know why. Like, why are we afraid of good lighting? I don't know. Here we go. We have
Monkey actually says the bite of Jasmine singing returns to that Unreal and or auto-tune thing I didn't care for.
Referring to Beauty and the Beast, isn't he?
Kind of unfortunate after Mary Poppins Returns managed to avoid it.
Let's see. We have a little bit of Prince Ali here with Genie riding ostriches. Okay, here's what I'm talking about. This looks like it's from the Cave of Wonders sequence. It's the lava chase, probably. Right here, you have like all the kind of explosions, which look, I guess, might lead into lava. So it's unclear. And he's on top of the precipice, so he's like on top where he grabbed the lamp. So it's a little unclear.
I still think the chase is going to happen in the usual spot in the movie. I don't know.
It could. Again, I think it might be. If it doesn't, here's the thing. It could be a trick of the editing, which sometimes trailers do that. It could just be suggest like it just happens instantaneously. It's probably just going to follow the structure of it usually. So I think you might be right. So we'll see. All right, got some more impressive kind of parkouring going on here. And again, now this is kind of a stretch here where not a stretch. It's kind of a little kind of slant on here where Aladdin's using his parkouring skills to avoid presumably the giant tower from Agrabah that he was kind of rocketed.
This is my least favorite shot in the trailer, Dragon.
You say least favorite?
Yes.
So you mean you don't like him like parkouring inside the little ice cavern?
No, I really don't. It's kind of got like a Jurassic Park, like Lost World Jurassic Park, like using gymnastics to escape the raptors type vibe.
Well, it seems like we have the natural setting earlier on. Now it seems like kind of a cheap buyback.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, there's a big difference between wall jumping up actual walls and wall jumping up, cascading glaciers.
Okay, we have Abu kind of going for the lamp, going for the gold. Okay, here we have Jafar in the kind of the sorcerer outfit, the all red sorcerer outfit, kind of wreaking havoc. Genie leading the big old dance number.
Throughout this chat has been very insistent about wanting to see the giant Jafar snake, and I agree.
I have a fear that we're not going to. I think there's a solid chance, emphasis on chance, that we're not going to get that, and we have something else in its place.
The giant bird.
Oh, Iago, giant Iago.
Right, right.
That's the thing. We might
go back one shot. Go back to that Will Smith shot.
Yeah, sure. 1 second. There we go.
Yeah, I like this, Dragon. I like Will Smith interacting with the crowds. I like that he's a genie of the people.
He's probably puppeteering them, with the magic, so to speak. They're probably mirroring his dance moves right now.
Uh-huh.
Right here, we have a giant, presumably giant Iago.
Giant Iago, yeah.
Chasing them, which, again, I'm not saying this rules out the snake, but I'm just saying I think there's a chance if they wanted to circumvent the snake, they're going to have a giant bird chase through Agrabah. Again, in broad daylight, again, taking all the intense lighting. It just seems like it's going to, I don't know, I don't mean to be such a lighting Nazi during this, folks. I'm really sorry. It kind of bugs me. It's just like, I don't want to just be the guys comparing it to the original, but it's just, even just as it plays, just seems like a little. See, effects usually play better when you have like kind of a lighting to disguise the fact that it's an effect. And we're doing all this in broad daylight, especially kind of a giant bird chase. Just feels like, why are they making it difficult on themselves? I don't know. It's just.
Let's see. Okay, a few comments here. First of all, Pink Pearl Apple made me laugh. Genie with his magic flash mob.
Yeah, the giant dog.
Holy crap, we've got 7 people watching right now, guys. That's like way more than usual. Thanks for all the interest in this. I wasn't sure how many people would actually watch this, given how divisive this movie's been. Biomon says Agrabah looks a bit fakey in some scenes, especially the pink buildings. And I agree, Dragon. I wish we would have gone more with the all the turrets and pillars of the original. I don't know. I'm not thinking.
Give me 1 second here. I'm just going to try to pull up just for point of comparison here. I know we get a good shot of Agrabah towards the start here in the memento. Plus, we got some. Oh, here we go. This is what he's talking about. So we don't have like kind of the great iconic. Basically, these things up here, you see where I'm pointing at, or right. You have these little pillars, but they're not really kind of shaped in that kind of that spade-looking shape. Kind of the point to the top of it, where we don't really have that going on there. Where it's it's a little. Again, I don't want to be. I'm not holding it against the movie. It's just like it's no beating that visual, because that was Agrabah. When you think Agrabah, you think about those pointed buildings that were awesome. And again, he launched one of them like a rocket all the way to the Arctic. With that little key, I love the windows that were shaped like little keyholes. That's what I loved about those designs. And, just kind of taking the teeth out of it.
So Donovan Martin saying the snake part was the most crucial part of the Jafar character. The metaphor was supposed to mean a lot more to the character. And I agree. And if we don't see the snake, I am going to be disappointed.
I mean, he does have the snake cane, so I'm not ruling it out. Therefore, not forgetting the snake motif all the way, which implies at least it's on the table. But again, Giant Bird makes me think they might. I think Giant Bird makes you think we're not going to get Giant Snake. But then again, that's assuming Disney doesn't have money. And last time I checked, Disney has a lot of money. So never say never.
Let's see. Pink Pearl Apple says Disney, do this with the Caballeros. Make a remake. And you know what? I gotta say, I do not want to see a Three Caballeros live action remake. But I do want to see a TV show, like basically in the same vein as DuckTales in the same universe. Basically a prequel show with the Three Caballeros.
Would it be in the same continuity as DuckTales, or would it be just
yes, it would be.
Okay.
Because the Three Caballeros was Donald's college band.
Oh wait, Caballeros.
I'm trying. Anyways, I'm trying, man. Oh God. Let's see. Pink Pearl Apple. Aladdin had a series and a video game.
Ooh, I remember. It did have an animated series that was quite good.
The series was good. Dragon, did you ever play the game?
No, I didn't play the game. Did you?
The game is a masterpiece.
Okay, so the game, so it's basically doing the story of the movie, right?
Yes. Dragon, the game is legitimately one of the best licensed games of all time. I only played the Super Nintendo version, not the Genesis version. There's significance. There's significant differences between the two. But yeah, I mean the Super Nintendo Aladdin game was a masterpiece of platforming. I mean, it was tough as nails. It was tough as nails, but it was super solidly well designed.
Okay. All right, let's see. So we have kind of the fireworks show from Friend Like Me, and Genie's like firing a rocket, which of course leads to Aladdin. Can we call you Al or Din or Laddie? No, no. It's
Come here, laddie.
okay. So of course, coming up May
People
24th.
are. I'm sorry. I'm still getting on the snake point.
Huh?
Monkey. I can get that on Broadway, not having the snake because of practicality, but movies don't have those limits. So,
You could do
and
like a
then Don.
giant, awesome snake puppet on Broadway.
Well, actually, the weird thing is, yeah, there you could do it. Donovan Martin says that Smog, the dragon from the Hobbit movies, was the giant dragon who talked, and I don't see a difference. And then let's see.
People want the snake, man. I gotta tell you, it's kind of heartening. People are defending that snake. They want to see the snake. I respect that.
Let's all see how snake-like I can
It's probably gonna
be.
be a cheer moment in the theaters because they're kind of wondering, does this movie have the cojones to go full force and turn their bad guy into a giant snake? Because we have the giant dragon with Maleficent, which of course, from what I understand, the movies didn't quite do that, right? With the Angelina Jolie movie and the sequel they're making, they didn't quite make her into a dragon. Am I correct?
Maleficent.
Yeah, the live action one with Angelina Jolie.
The henchman was the dragon.
Right, but she herself did not turn into the dragon.
Oh, yeah, right. Oh Jesus. Okay, Monkey says he'll turn into sins. Kind of generic, like queer. All
It'll
right.
turn into what?
Anyways, they better include music from the moon level of the game. Anyone watching will get that.
Right.
Biomedic probably newcomers. I don't know. What are you reading it out based on the intensity factor? A lot of people do have phobias when it comes to snakes.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think of do you think they might have cut the snake out just because it might have been too intense?
Okay, let me think. Trying to think what's come before if we've kind of rivaled anything.
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets had a live action giant snake. And that was
Well,
a PG movie, 2002.
Remember, like Aladdin does stab the snake originally, so I mean, in terms of that, I mean, we had like a giant, we had that sequence with King Louis, with the giant menacing, King Louis from Jungle Book. So I mean, I don't really, and of course, given all the stuff they're going to do in Lion King, presumably, I don't think they would have, I don't think they would have cut out just the snake alone because of that. Plus, our guys defeat the snake, so I think. I don't know. I don't think they would cut out the snake just because it's too scary. Again, this is the same company that killed Bambi's mom. I don't think they'd cut out stuff like that. But
Bambi's mom.
Yeah.
All right.
God bless Tom Ruger. Just God bless the man. All right.
Okay.
Anything beyond the snake or?
No. Is there anything left in the trailer?
No, we kind of a little kind of fireworks display from Friend Like Me, and of course fireworks going off, and then just kind of gold Aladdin, Laddie, all that stuff. And that's pretty much it. Comes out May.
I gotta say, Dragon. One of the things I forgot to mention was go back to the very start of the trailer, like
Sure.
the dumb stuff.
You really want to talk about the dumb? Because just the specified, the actual trailer, like the Disney one doesn't do that, but Disney they have like this on YouTube now. They do this weird kind of screening of the official trailer. So we kind of went with the Will Smith version of it. The Will Smith, I guess he or his people officially put up, which is him at the start of this, kind of telling people to watch the trailer.
And then basically what he does is he starts spinning the camera, and he's just like, "Whoa, don't get dizzy, though. Don't get dizzy."
Yep.
And Drake, I don't know. I don't know what it is about it. Just does not. It's just like what? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this dizzy gag?
Yep.
I don't know. It was just dumb.
Yeah, it's just kind of
um,
silly.
all right. Dragon, why don't you get some final thoughts in there, people in the comments? If you want to make any final thoughts yourself, now would be the time to do so. We're about to sign off here. I do have a few more comments we'll read.
Well, look, I'll admit, I've again, talking it through, I've come around on parts of it a little bit more, but on the whole, I'm still just kind of, I'm in the ball game to be sold on it, but I'm just, it's better. It's a step in the right direction. It could work, all right. It could work when the marketing before is just really like, okay, this is just gonna be, it's gonna go the way I think a lot of the other live action movies are gonna go, where it's just gonna be, like, what's the point? Where this one, it's not getting me to the optimism I was when just the project was announced in the first place, but at least it's like, you know what? It could work. I'm still not going out of my way to see it just yet, unless they sell me even more, or I'm just going to end up kind of waiting for it to be on Disney Plus. I suppose, but it's not quite redeeming my interest fully, but it redeemed it more than I expected it to. So it's a step in the right direction. So I think it's the big takeaway here. It's a step in the right direction. Again, Will Smith is not the doom of the movie like people thought he would be. And could work, but still there are a lot of weird live action changes that we're making for just the point that it's in live action. We have to we got to make changes that are probably just going to be inferior to the original. That a lot of the Disney, again, not every, but a lot of the Disney live action adaptations have kind of been soldiering with. So we'll see what happens. I'm hopeful, but again, right now I'm not fully sold. But it has a good director on it. It has Guy Ritchie. Guy Ritchie hasn't really let me down before. I mean, again, those two Sherlock Holmes movies he did are really impressive, really good. So we'll see.
All right, a couple of things in the chat. Let's see. Ooh, Monkey says the brown face extras issue still stands. Yeah, that's a dicey
Wait, is he
territory.
talking about like the print the one prince base? I think it might actually be the same prince that he poofs up in the trailer. By the way, I think that might be the same guy. I
Well,
heard I didn't know all about the I didn't know all about that, but I heard like a little bit of it today about this. Basically, they have like one of Jasmine's suitors is supposed to I guess be kind of a like a whole like whitewashing thing. But regardless, the thing I don't I guess I'm just missing something or something because that guy's just a one-off joke. The way I understand that character, he's the guy that Raja just kind of bites the pants off the guy and then he runs off. That's like that's the end of that guy's role. So what's the big deal? It's just he's the guy who just he's like out and moving like in under a minute. So is it really that big a deal? That's what I'm asking.
yeah.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
Anyways, let's see. Back to the point of it being too scary. Alice in Wonderland had a monster's eye being plucked out and another's head getting sliced off.
Yeah, he's excellent point. So but there's no reason we shouldn't get that snake. That is an excellent point. We got to get that snake. Darn it. Basically, again, if they're picking Iago over that snake, I think that's a mistake. But I mean, we'll see what they do.
For the Will Smith bit, Monkey has a couple funny bits. Damn it, for a second I thought he was in the lobby of Aladdin on Broadway. That would have been funny if he was. And let's see. Also he says maybe that will be the thanks for seeing our movie bit before the movie. And Dragon, I would love that if Will Smith just comes on and he's like, "Hey, thanks for buying a ticket to my movie. Don't get dizzy though. Don't get dizzy."
Oh God.
All right. Okay, let me see. Trying to keep up with these comments here, folks. I want to give everyone their due. Let's see. Donovan Martin is very attracted to Jasmine. He's been saying that throughout the chat, so just wanted to shout that out.
No shame in that, Donovan.
Yeah. Big Pearl Apple says, Tiki, you need a Twitter. Also, Legend of the Three Caballeros, a really cool series, is due out on Disney Plus. I want to address both those points. Donovan Martin also agrees. Yes, Tiki, please get a Twitter. Folks, Twitter is coming. Where I have an idea for a Twitter. I need to just noodle it in my brain for just a minute, but that'll be out. Expect that to be out by this weekend. I'll make a video about it, kind of announcing it and saying what I'm going to do with it and everything. As far as the Legend of the Three Caballeros goes, Jacob and I are going to be covering that on a podcast, Pink Pearl Apple. I guarantee it. The question is when. We'll see if DuckTales goes on hiatus or anything. Now might be a good time, so expect that soon as well. Okay, let's see. Anything else? Anything else? Kind of clarifying some of the brown face stuff, but I don't really want to talk about that because I don't do politics on the channel.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the Prince thing, but I mean that's all I really.
Yeah. Donovan Martin says you even see the snake on the poster right now. You even see a snake on the poster.
Wait a minute, let me. Oh, well, that's. Oh my God, yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Oh my goodness, how did I miss that? So, yeah, there's the snake kind of coiled around the pillar, and it's kind of a live snake. But then again, I hope they're not going to do. I'll tell you this. Here's what they could do with this, and it'll be disappointing if they do this. At least I'll get the feedback from the guys in the comments right now. Okay, so I hope they're not just going to go the route of Jafar's cane comes to life and it's a snake.
Oh God! Oh, that would piss me off. That would piss me off.
Right, I hope they're not just going to do that, because I guess this might just be a scaled-down version of what Jafar is going to do. But again, it's kind of rather small by comparison, judging from this poster. But then again, it might just be like a poster scale thing, because we have this, and of course we have Aladdin reaching for the lamp and the Cave of Wonders in the background. So it might be just a scaling issue on the posters. I don't know.
Uh-huh. Okay, let's see. So Return to Oz also had many scenes that were scary. Yes, that was a different era, though. DuckTales is in hiatus through May. Pink Pearl Apple. We'll get to Legend of the Three Caballeros. I can't guarantee you we'll get through every episode, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that at some point before DuckTales comes back. All right.
They're gonna Caballero it up, man.
All right, and Dragon, I think that's about it. I think we've pretty much anything else in the comments you think is worth mentioning.
Well, I can't really see the comments at the moment, Tiki, but
oh, I'm sorry. Okay, my bad. Donovan Martin says like if Jafar turns into a snake, the audience will mark out.
Walk out.
Walk out. Right.
I would be. Imagine how fun a story that would be. Like we always deal with like these headlines or like kind of these sort of like all the Captain Marvel stuff that's coming out now. Imagine like the next ridiculous thing of like the next ridiculous headline you come across. Like people walk out because there's no snake in Aladdin. No snake in Aladdin. They all walked out. They sat through the whole movie, got to the scene where it's just the Iago, no snake, and they all walked out. It'd be ridiculous, but it'd be awesome. It'd be that's kind of the wake up call Disney would need to make. Again, I'm just trying to catch. If Disney ever needed a wake up call for like, guys, get the live action adaptation straight, man. If they ever needed just like one event to do that, that would be the one. And of course, this movie they've been getting guffed with everything with the genie thing and pulling out the Frozen 2 teaser. So of course, it wouldn't be surprising if it were to happen to any movie, it would be with this one.
All right. Monkey makes a Harry Potter joke. Parcel tongue won't save you now, street rat. It only obeys me. Dragon, in layman terms, parcel tongue is is when you have the power to talk to snakes in Harry Potter mythology. Anyways,
what use would that power be? Why are you talking?
It has its purposes in the series.
All right, fine.
I mean, to be fair, it's mostly a plot device, but
that reminds me of like I'm just gonna go on a ridiculous tangent here before we wrap up. It reminds me of a bit from Freakazoid where we had we had Mirror Jeepers. Jeepers. Sorry?
Kind of.
Jeepers from the very first from Dance of Doom. And there's Jeepers who has a watch that can turn beavers into gold. This is like a very just kind of like pointless ability that just seems like there'd be no payoff to. But again, if you had the ability to talk to snakes, like really, man, unless you're Eliza from the Wild Thorn Bears and she can talk to everyone, why would you really? What use would that to a layman outsider like me to Harry Potter? There's nothing about Harry Potter, and nothing. It's a kid with a scar on his face, and you have The guy who cannot be named, who of course is Ray Fiennes, and that's really about it. That and a few of the kids. It's all I got on Harry Potter. Point being, I can't really
All right.
see it. Anyway, sorry, I'm trailing off.
Donovan Martin is saying now if they do have the snake in the movie, then people are going to be excited and applauding in the movie theater.
I agree. I agree. It's going to be a big crowd pleasing moment. We got the snake.
Especially if they have the line, "Let's all see how snake-like I can be."
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be like one of those. It's gonna be like I'm thinking back to Robot Chicken, where they had this hilarious gag where Boba Fett, one of the Star Wars specials, did for I think it was the second or third one, where Boba Fett's having this fantasy about how he would take out everybody, and he basically quotes the big lines from Star Wars that'd be crowd pleasers and being brought up again. It's like, I thought these things smell bad. Say it with me, folks. On the outside. Bracket. Just,
so basically, member bears.
In essence, but again, it's that Breckenmeyer, the Boba Fett kind of charm. Is like this hilarious. Like it's like how did I think that's what you need for Boba Fett. You need to see the Breckenmeyer Boba. You've seen the Robot Chicken Star Wars stuff, right? Right.
All right. Pink Pearl Apple says, Donovan Martin says he loved that Robot Chicken special. Pink Pearl Apple says, wow, Freakazoid, that takes me back. Good show.
Super teen extraordinaire. Freakazoid, folks. I'll tell you.
All right. I think that's about it, guys. I want to thank the chat so much, though. Donovan Martin, Monkey, Biomon, Pink Pearl Apple, of course. Anyone else I'm forgetting? This has been a super fun interactive video with you guys. Like I just love the fact that we're at a point in this channel's lifespan where we can pretty consistently rely on a live audience, and I think that's awesome. And thank you guys so much for tuning in, giving your thoughts and opinions. And honestly, Dragon, I thought the chat kind of made the video because we got a lot of a lot of different varieties of feedback here. We got a good kind of barometer at what, at the very least, our tiny small sector of the internet is thinking about this trailer. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you again when the movie drops. I can't guarantee that Dragon will see the movie, but I certainly will see the movie, and I'll certainly be giving my first reactions and everything. There will be a video. So all right. And also, like I said, Twitter will be dropping this weekend, and I will be making a video about it announcing as such, so keep an eye out for that. All right. In the meantime, see you guys later, and bring back the snake, damn it!
Let's see how snake-like you can be.
Ever been a
Friend
snake like me?
me.
Bah, 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 bah.
It is